Gary, Gary.
It might get a little trying at times, being Democrats in the middle of the villages. So I want to make sure that you know how much we appreciate your dedication, your commitment to activism, and your commitment to re-electing Barack Obama president. And so I really want to tell you how much I admire you, because like Republicans in South Florida, being a Democrat here is something that requires a passionate commitment. So proud to have served in the Congress with Alan that passed the Affordable Care Act, made sure that we could close the dreaded prescription drug donut hole, ensure that seniors who are on Medicare, who participate in the Medicare Part D plan, don't have to worry about scoring their pills or choosing Barack Obama's. Many of them also believe that in politics, the ends justify the means. Over the last 2.5 years, we've seen smear campaign after smear campaign. We've seen millions of dollars in secret money used to support false attacks on Democrats. No one knows that better than Alan Grayson. We've seen Republican leaders play chicken with our economy. I mean, those are just the facts. Now, President Obama could have taken the politically easy road to avoid criticism, but that's not what leaders do. He made the decisions that were difficult, but right. Remember the budget fight that we had recently? Republican leaders said that they would run our economy into the ground and shut down our government unless we cut Medicare, and end Medicare as we know it, cut Medicaid, slash money for conservation and the environment and the other programs that we care about, all so that millionaires and billionaires could get yet another tax break. They thought President Obama would back down, and we know exactly what happened. The president was willing to meet the other side more than halfway. He was willing to make tough choices, because that's what leaders do. But when Republicans refused to stop the political games, he put his presidency on the line, and he stood his ground. And they were the ones who blinked. Republicans have been claiming to be the party of deficit reduction for at least 3 decades. And we saw what the reality was in just the last few weeks. In just a few weeks of negotiations, President Obama exposed their empty rhetoric. He made it clear which party is ready to take on the big challenges facing our country. He made it clear which party is ready to fight for the middle class. Interesting that in the last few debates on the Republican side for president, the 2 words middle class were never mentioned by any of their candidates. That's just appalling. It's shocking, but it's eye-opening. We saw the fierce partisanship of the debt ceiling debate. We know Republicans in Congress and their presidential candidates are more interested in ideological purity and appeasing their base than compromise to benefit the American people. Time and time again, the other side has played politics, and we've made the tough decisions. Now, we didn't win every fight. It's not been gone 100% our way, but if we insist on it always being 100% our way, then we're just like them. And we're not going to do that. We're not going to go there, because we know what's right for the American people. We all know what's at stake in this election. None of us get up and look back and say, oh, I should have knocked on one more door. I should have made one more phone call. None of us want to have those regrets. So over the next 14 months, we're going to have a debate between competing political parties. But more than that, we're going to have a debate between competing priorities. So let me take a moment to share with you, as an American, what my priorities are. As a mother, I believe a child needs an education more than a millionaire needs a tax break. As the representative for many retired Americans, like so many of you in this room, I believe that protecting Medicare for seniors is more important than protecting subsidies for corporate jets. A neighbor and a friend, I believe that our government's message to the middle class should be, we're on your side, not you're on your own. Yeah. So, as the chair of the Democratic National Committee, these are my priorities, these are the president's priorities, and I can see and hear that these are your priorities too. Yeah. Those priorities, though, have nothing to do with what party we belong to, and everything to do with who we are as people. So we need you. The president needs you. Your support and your energy will be crucial to making sure that President Obama can continue to do the important work that he's been doing on behalf of the American people. We need to make sure that President Obama is reelected to a second term. We need to make sure. What I can commit to you today is what I committed to President Obama on April 5th when I got the call from our president asking me to take on yet another full-time job. I have a lot of balls in the air. I'm a mom of 3 beautiful children. I'm a member representing the 20th District in South Florida, and now I chair the Democratic National Committee. And when my husband and I sat down and talked about, when we heard that there was a possibility, and it became more likely I was going to get that call, and we talked about what it would mean for our family, and that it would mean some sacrifice for us, some personal sacrifice, and time away from home, and my kids and my husband doing a little extra work to make sure that I could go out and do the work that we need to make sure that voters across this country understand what's at stake. And we decided, my husband and I, that there was nothing more important than making that commitment to Barack Obama and telling him yes, because the consequences, we've already seen that elections have consequences. We've gotten a glimpse from the Republicans when they've lifted back the curtain and showed us just exactly what it would mean if they take total control of the government. We know what direction we'd be dragged in if that happens. And there was no way that I was going to wake up the day after the election and not know that I did everything I could to make sure that we help voters make the right decision. So thank you so much for all that you've done, all that you know here